For a while, once they were the only immigration detainees in their wing of MDC. Everyone else was being held on a criminal charge. Some of them were so young. One baby-faced Latina girl seemed so childlike to Rasha that she felt her heart crack every time she looked at her. One day, a woman was newly deposited in their wing. Rasha later discovered that she had been delivered directly from the airport, even though she and her husband had valid entry visas. The prison authorities had taken her belongings and outfitted her in a standard issue jumpsuit, and the lady walked in looking like she was already dead, holding a towel wrapped around her head as an impromptu hijab. Her hand clasped it tightly under her chin. Rasha's mother spotted her. "I think she's Muslim," she whispered to Rasha before going over to the woman. She started to speak to her in English, but received only a blank stare. So she tried Arabic, and the woman, who turned out to be Egyptian, exhaled an enormous sigh of relief. Speaking in a flurry of their mother tongue, they both broke down crying. Rasha's mother also befriended another woman, Dora, a middle-aged Nigerian woman. She was tall and round and spoke a lilting West African English. When she talked, it was as if the words were bouncing like a stone skipping over water. She had half a dozen kids in Nigeria and was now stuck in MDC on drug charges. She was also a born-again Christian, and she had a mission to heal the whole jail and save everyone's soul. She would move from person to person and channel God's good graces to them all. She did it with such sweetness and conviction, though, that you couldn't help but be bowled over by her. She had a lot of faith. Rasha's mother liked that about her, and Dora was eventually very helpful. Before they had been arrested, Rasha's mother had had surgery scheduled. She was having gallbladder problems, but the incarceration had forced her to miss her appointment. At MDC, her gallstones flared up again, painfully. The prison doctor prescribed some painkillers, but they had little effect. To leave the facility for a medical procedure was a bureaucratic nightmare and would take months of wrangling and paperwork. Rasha's mother intensified her own prayers in an effort to help ease her own suffering. For 3 nights, Dora would visit her. She would come up with a cup of water. "I've prayed over this water. Drink it," she would say. Rasha wondered what her mother would do, but in prison, or in any desperate moment in your life, you are going to hang on to anything, she realized. Her mother drank the water, and Dora then gave some to her and her sister. They all drank the water, and for whatever unknown reason, the pain subsided. Everyone loved Dora. Another day, a group of women, including the 3 of them, were sitting around the bottom bunk of one of the beds talking. Suddenly, Rasha heard sounds coming from the lockers behind the beds. Weird noises. An amorous racket being exchanged between 2 of the inmates. She turned to her sister, and they realized in a silent look between them what was going on. Their mother was talking to another woman, and they tried to get her attention, to distract her so she wouldn't hear the same thing they did. It would have been altogether too awkward, Rasha thought. "Come on, Umi, it's time to go," Rasha said to her mother. They moved away to another part of the room, saving their mother, they thought, from the shock of prison sexuality. Later, when they were without their mother, they laughed about the whole matter. And then after about a month at MDC, Rasha received her first piece of mail from Gabby, who had found out from Nada that Rasha had been transferred to MDC, and that she could now receive mail. Rasha couldn't believe it. She said it was like Christmas when the mail came. She read Gabby's letter over 100 times, even though she knew it by heart after 17 readings. Gabby sent more letters, along with pictures of them when they were in high school. Rasha would cry looking at the pictures. Damn, what is she trying to do to me? What is she doing to me? She would think. But it was nice, and she made sure to save each letter like the treasure it was. Rasha, who still has the letters, told me that they gave her a feeling that I'm being remembered. She added, "You can imagine." Well, no, you probably can't imagine. But it was a feeling that somebody knows I'm here.